What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of BOB. No Stingy Energy, man. It's O'Neal Parker, real estate investor, entrepreneur out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Been investing in real estate since 2016, full-time entrepreneur 2020. I do all things real estate, but truly enjoy rentals and passive income. And I'm the proud owner of Leverage to Wealth, teaching people how to leverage where they are currently to get wealth in real estate. And if you're interested in that, make sure you shoot me a message on Instagram. It's my O'Neal J. Parker, and then we can get started. But today, man, we're talking about how we can get started correctly in the first quarter of 2024. So for me, I know for a lot of people, 2023 wasn't the best year. People they didn't hit the goals that they wanted to hit. They struggled a lot. A lot of people that was entrepreneurs in 2020 to 21, 22. A lot of people went back to work. You got to realize in the real estate industry, in 2023, the interest rates went up significantly. So a lot of people that was full-time real estate investors, a lot of them went back to work as well, or they picked up a side gig. They started working from home because once interest rates goes up, a lot of people's performance goes down because a lot of people do not know how to perform if interest rates are high. A lot of people don't know how to perform by getting properties off market, so the business gets down. Same with real estate agents. We got to realize that a lot of people became real estate agents between 2020 and 2023 because interest rates are low. If you got a license, you can make money, because everybody's buying houses. We've seen rates as low as like 1.5%. On average, it went from 1.5% maybe to 3%. So everybody was buying houses. They had a lot of competition with houses. I'm talking about 6, 7 offers. People overpay on houses. So that's why you've seen a lot of people that was entrepreneurs, especially in the real estate space, because they could do that because the market demanded that. But now in 2023, it shifted. And so a lot of people are struggling right now. So for me, I had a lot of things going on internally in my business that took me back from hitting my goals in 2023, but I think 2024 going forward, I think pivot and transition. So welcome to the stage, my co-host Byron. Man, what's going on, man?
Oh man, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Happy to see you join us, man.
Yeah, So what I'm excited about on this conversation. Number one, if you haven't already, make sure that you click the link to join the conversation. We definitely want as many people to join in on this conversation as possible. We posted the link over in Clubhouse, right? And a matter of fact, I'm gonna post it here. I'm gonna post that link here as well. If you want to join in on this conversation, please join in, because this is what I call one of those soul searching type of conversations. And what do I mean with a soul searching conversations? I know for me, and I'm just speaking personally, y'all know that when I'm talking, I'm speaking from a personal
real theory.
Yeah. Zero theory, all real. You know what I'm saying? Like, zero theory. And I had some mistakes and some things that popped up this year. I had some things that popped up this year that I wish would have went differently, right? I had a bunch of little failures, all learning lessons, right? Learning lessons. And then I've also learned a lot of things moving into 2024 that were phenomenal as well. I got some people I'm leaving in 2023. I got some situations I'm leaving in 2023, right? And not for any bad reason. Not for any bad reason. It's just that I'm getting ready to head into a different location in my life.
Season.
Yeah, different season. You know what I mean? And so you gotta be intentional about where you're spending your time, how you moving. And that's just where I'm at with it. So I'm excited about this conversation for those reasons. I definitely want to get into the sticky details and break down as to why I feel how I feel and why I'm making some of the strategic moves that I'm making in order to be a better version of me in 2024.
I definitely think we should break down each other, because I think we're both moving in a different season in our life. We're moving into a different, changing up our business model, because you got to realize we both coming from a lot of wholesaling and still creative financing, but now creative financing is getting heavier for us. I'm leaving people behind 2023. I'm going to a different destination, going to a different season, moving in a different direction, because my goals are different moving forward in 2024. Like I was stating earlier, a lot of things have changed in 2024. Later in 2023 and 2024, the interest rates are higher. They're through the roof. Like right now, I'm getting a mortgage at 9%, right? Moving back in 2023, early 23, late 22, you can get interest rates at 3-4%. It's not the same right now. We're moving more into a recession. They never announced it yet, but we are in a recession. We got to figure out foreclosures on the rise. So that means they're going to have deals everywhere. If you're not prepared to get those deals are going to pass you by. You always hear that in recessions, multi-millionaires are made, but you got to be on the right side. Most people are not on the right side. So if you prepare yourself to be on the right side, you can take advantage of the transition. You can be on the winning side. You can get properties at an even deeper discount than you did before, because so many people having issues. They bought properties way overpriced in 2020, 2021. So now is the time to take advantage. You can buy a house at a deep discount, and then when the market switch again, you're gonna have houses with a lot of equity, which is gonna increase your net worth. So I think we should definitely talk about it today, Byron.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a great conversation. It's gonna be a real conversation. It's a conversation y'all can learn from. Y'all need to take notes. Y'all need to figure out what's y'all best moves to get to that profitable Q1.
You mentioned something, man, about these rates. And then I mentioned earlier about being able to get into some of these properties subject to. That is a strategy that everybody in here, we've talked about it. I mean, we've talked about it just endlessly in BOB throughout over the years. But in general, that is a strategy that you need to familiarize yourself with. But here's the thing. Just because you're picking up a property sub 2, right, does not mean that it's a good deal. Okay. I looked at a deal yesterday. I'm going to be doing a
question about that.
Yes.
What are the indicators that a subject to is a good deal? Because, the mindset of most people think, oh, I can get this creative. Oh, they're going to give me a mortgage. The mortgage at 4%. I'm doing this deal. It makes sense. So what is the qualifications of a great subject to deal? Because at the end of the day, we don't want to lead our people in the wrong direction, right? Facts. We want them to get amazing deals. We don't want them to say, I got a house under contract subject to just because it sounds sexy. We want you to get properties on the contract that make sense for you, for your family, that make cash flow, that make sense in a worst case scenario. So if you can't break down what's the true identifiers of an amazing subject to deal so we can help our people out.
Yeah, so I can tell you what I'm looking for, right? I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for. Right now, I need my sub 2 deal to come with some equity. Because in my opinion, I believe that a lot of the equity that's in the market right now, just my opinion, I don't believe the equity, because we haven't seen,
So like phantom equity, that's what you're saying?
I believe we got a lot of phantom equity. I believe there's a lot of phantom equity. And I think that right there is a potential problem. The reason I think that is a potential problem is because a lot of folk are banking on that equity being real. Now, what happens, if you then took over a property, or you have a property, right, and you need to exit that property, and then you find out that you thought you were going to be able to sell it at what the comp said you was going to be able to sell it at, right? But in reality, you $40,000 less. You $50,000 less. You $100,000.
The whole problem.
You see what I'm saying? And I believe like a lot of people, I think the value of what people think that their properties are right now, they're not going to be able to sell it at that price. They're not going to be able to sell it at that price. Because the interest rates have risen so high that what people don't understand is when a buyer is looking to buy a property, buyers don't even care about the overall price of the property. You know what they care about?
What they care about?
They
care about it. Does it make them feel good?
Nah, the monthly payment on that joint. People look at the type of house that they gonna buy based on, can I afford the monthly payment? If you gave the average person $1 million house with a 50-year mortgage,
they're gonna take it.
Yeah. If they felt like I can make the payment, I'm taking $1 million house. Most people are like that. They're not gonna look at the amount of interest that they're gonna pay on that house over 50 years. They don't care. They just like, yo, I need to be able to make the payment.
Correct.
Right. And
same with cars.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, the reason why I believe that you know that the equity is a little phantom right now is because most people, when they get that sticker price and they see, you know, because you gotta understand, bro, new construction, people are buying new construction and those builders are buying down points. They're allowing people to buy down points. Now, when you look at somebody else that you're buying from a regular person, they're not buying down points. None of these things are taking place. So what happens is that person is not getting a discount on that overall mortgage. So when they see that, yo, I'm paying 3 times, 4 times more for this mortgage, not 4 times more, that's a little extreme, but you get my point. When you paying a massive monthly payment, you just gonna cancel a house, bro. And that's what's gonna lead to a lot of people having this phantom equity. Just, you know, that's just what I see. So I think anybody that's looking to get into creative finance, you got to have at least 30, 40, maybe even $50,000 in equity going into the deal. That's just me.
So I'm happy you mentioned equity. So this is another problem that I see, right? Most people that's running their numbers, looking at this equity, they're looking at properties that sold a year ago. This is not the market to run comps from a year ago. That shit don't make sense from last year. So you really need to be looking in the last 30 days. If you can't find in the last 30 days, you go 60, you go 90. If you can't find nothing within 90 days, then you go 120. But you want to be as close to that property as possible, as recent as possible, because the market is shifting. If you running numbers from houses last year, if I was just talking about, that's phantom. Same property that was worth 320 last year ain't worth 320 today.
Not even close.
What's your thoughts on that? Because I'm sure you see the same thing. A lot of people running comps from last year. I think it's a great deal. It's worth this, is worth that. Then when you run comps, you be like, it's worth like 40,000.
I'm even a little bit more aggressive than that, because I believe that here's the thing. Not only a lot of the effects of real estate are latent effects, meaning like you see the effect of it later, right? So as all of the volatility is taking place in the market with the interest rates, right? The average common person that's just looking to sell a property, they don't know this information. They're just finding this information out. So I believe that a lot of people, I believe that you got to be even more accurate than you got to be a little bit closer in time than even 30 days because
I'm like 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I feel like people are finding out that, listen, prices are dropping. You know, we having some issues with these prices. And when people start looking at, when they go and they talk to their mortgage, when they talk to their mortgage loan officer and they find out what that monthly payment is going to be, a lot of people are just backing out on deals.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things taking place, bro, that I think, you know, I think it's going to be interesting to see how it work out. You know, in the future.
I'm excited, man. So if you can tell us, like, what is your goals for 2024 first quarter? Like, how you plan to move? What you plan on doing?
Yeah. So you know, obviously, you know, I took a lot of bets. So let me start with some of the things that I feel like I did not get accomplished the way I wanted to. Right. So let's start there. So 2023, my goal was to go heavy. I put a lot of I bet big on uh build to rent, right? And build to sell, just new development. I bet big on that. And what I realized in the space is that, obviously things take a whole lot longer than what you're planning, especially if you're doing it right. Right. Now, if you're cutting corners, you could probably get some things done, but we don't want to do that. We want to do it the right way. Right. So things took a little bit longer than what I expected. Right. Also, what I realized is that I want to be vertically integrated, right? I want to own more and be more vertically integrated in every aspect of build to rent and, all the build to sell, whatever, just development in general. And so in that, I said, you know what, I'm going to need a construction company to be able to make this happen. And so that was part of what I am doing now, which I wish I would have started that process a little earlier, because I feel like when you are entering into any sector of real estate or any business, you need to be vertically integrated if you have multiple efforts, because you need fast money, right? You got to have fast money. You got to have some medium money coming in, and then you got to have that long-term money. All of those things kind of have to be happening at the same time. And so for me, I feel like now that I am into this space and I'm heavy into this space, I need to delve deeper into understanding all things building. And that's where I'm at. So my plan for 2024 is to really scale up this construction side of the business, and also help a lot of people who are not in position where they feel like they can trust contractors. I want to be that person that they feel that they can 100% trust. They can 100% trust from a contracting standpoint to build that house, and do it right, because that's going to be my goal, is to be able to produce high quality bills, with extreme efficiency at a very competitive price. And that's going to be the primary driver of revenue, right? And income. And then I want to hold on to a lot of these assets as well. So that's my primary goal. And the reason why I'm transitioning to that is obvious. I want to know everything and all things bill, so I can get better, cheaper product. It's just that simple. That's where I'm at. What was some of the mistakes you feel like you made in 2023? Let's start there. And how you gonna switch that up in 2024?
So for 2023, man, we had some internal issues. So that had everything all over the place. Talking about Q1 2023. Internal issues. So everything was all over the place. No structure was there, man. We was taking day by day as shit come, we make it happen. Figure it out. So that was the biggest problem I had. And that problem was in the construction business, real estate business. I didn't have really that much structure in my education business. So the end of the year, like right now, my focus was putting all that together. So how could I bring more structure to all these different businesses? So real estate business, started a new one. Got 4 people. The team is only 4 people. When I say real estate business, I'm talking about acquisition side. I'm talking about wholesaling business. There's only 4 people, whole new company structure. It makes more sense now. I feel like shit can go crazy when you got 13, 14 people. I think right now you don't really need that many people for the time that we're in. So now it's only 4 people and we're making it happen. The education business, now I have a partner, because for me, I'm an action taker. I'm not really the computer guy. I'm not really the back end guy, the systems guy. To bring somebody in that can handle all that, because I can't do that. I'll pull up and perform. That's it. I ain't doing none of the logistics. That's not for me. It's not the best use of my time. I'm not about to go try to read a bunch of books, watch YouTube videos to learn how to do it. I'm gonna just bring somebody in that can handle that, and I'm gonna do what I'm better at. Construction business. I'm fully targeting and focused on investors, and I'm strictly targeting in and doing things that I could be in and out. So I'm talking about roofing, of course, been on that. Roofing is a 1-day job. I'm in and out, get paid. I'm doing foundations. Foundations in and out, I'm getting paid. Foundations maybe 3 days max, depending on the rain, the weather, the size of the house, etc. 3-4 days, I'm out of there. Framing, depending on the size of the house, less than a week, I'm out of there. So the house 1,500 square feet, 3-4 days is all it takes. Of course, once you go over 1,500, close to 2,000, it may take a little longer, depending on delays. So all those different things. Even I was having issues with one of my main contractors. So now I'm rebuilding my team so we could be more efficient. We can handle bigger deals. We can do multiple projects. Because at one point I was doing 12 projects, bro. And I'm grateful for that, but it didn't go exactly how I wanted to go. So I'm happy that happened. So now moving forward, I can figure out how to move efficiently. I can move faster. I can be more profitable, and I can make everybody happy. So that's the things I messed up on in 2023.
What was some of the mistakes on the 12 you had it going at the same time?
Well, it was cool, but it wasn't moving as efficient as it should have. Like, I should have had more people on more of these houses instead of having like 2 people at one house. Of course, if you got less people, it takes longer, right? So I should have had more people at the houses. So if I have more people at the houses, they all can progress typically on schedule. If you have less people, it's going to take longer. So that was typically the problems I had. It was just an influx all at one time. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't prepared for that, but I'm happy that happened because now I'm prepared for that. Does that make sense, B?
Absolutely.
And I'm the type of guy, I handle accountability. When something messed up, I let it be known. I'm not going to be like, oh, blame it on this person, blame it on that, blame it on me.
That's a good spot. You know, it's funny. You don't see a lot of that in the world of construction. You don't see a lot of accountability.
They come with hella excuses, dog.
Hella excuses, hella blame it on somebody else. He's nasty up, he's trash. That's the reason why my job trash. It's ridiculous. It's disgusting.
Right.
Yeah.
I like to move with integrity, man, and take accountability for my actions. Another thing when it comes to the construction business, bro, like what most contractors do. So let's just say your job ain't moving. Bring another person in. Typically, Byron, what you think another contractor gonna do if he walk up on a job?
Trash the other job.
Oh, so what does that tell you? What does that tell you?
He don't like accountability.
Would you? So let's just say you have a job. So let's talk about that new construction you did, one of your first ones.
Yeah.
It wasn't moving the way it's supposed to. Let's just say you fired the guy, another one comes, he pointed out this, man, he didn't do that right, this right, that right, that right, this right, that right. What's your thoughts about that new contractor? Is that more attractive to you or it's not?
For me, it's less attractive, right? Because, but for a different reason. Because typically the people who do that are looking to not take accountability for what they getting ready to do. And what they setting you up for. Yeah, they setting you up for, if I do a bad job, the reason I had a bad job is because the previous guy was trash. Now, I have had good contractors come in and be like, yeah, I wish they could have done this a little bit better. I wish they could have, and they actually performed and then had accountability, but it's not like that all the time. You know what I mean?
Right. And a lot of them bash another guy just so they can get the job.
Yes. Absolutely.
So you got to pay attention to that. But moving forward in 2024, man, what we heavily focus on is a lot of wholesaling, a lot of flipping. Reason being because we're trying to stack up as much cash as possible. We're trying to get our books looking healthy. Because as more transactions, you get more banks to lend you more money. So a lot of wholesaling, a lot of flipping, a lot of acquisition, a lot of land acquisition. Because moving forward, probably in June, July, we're gonna do a lot of we're gonna start our new construction process. But we need a lot of liquidity in the beginning of the year so we can manage these projects. Because you gotta pay up front. It ain't like, let me do the foundation and I get the money for the foundation up front. No, you have to pay for that out of pocket up front, then you get the money back for the most part. So for us, heavily focused on flipping, wholesaling, construction. I told you before, I'm heavily focused on roofs, foundation, framing. Reason being because I'm in and out, get paid. I don't have to deal with all the stuff on the back end. That's really about it, man. I'm not really looking to buy any rentals in the beginning of the year, but if it's a great ass quality deal, of course I'm gonna take it. But that's not my primary focus. My primary focus is a lot of cash.
I love
And
it.
that's what we're doing, man.
Man, we got some guests on the stage. Man, shout out to our guests. We got my guy Ice Dunn.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Yes, indeed. We got Brittany in the building. Shout out to Brittany. We got my guy Darby in the building as well.
Good morning.
Yeah. So, you know.
I guess we got to do it the right way. We got to go with the lady first. Man.
Yeah.
We got to go with the lady first, man. So, Brittany, good morning. Tell us about what's going on.
I don't have a whole lot going on. I am looking to start my goals for quarter one as well. So I'm listening to see which way you all are going and thinking about which way I'm actually focusing on for the first quarter versus ending the quarter.
Okay. So what type of things you trying to do moving forward in 2024?
Get more clients, get more on with like the tax side of it for the cleaning business for me. And,
so you're looking to get more clients for your cleaning
develop
business?
More strategic. Yeah.
Gotcha. So Byron, what's your thoughts on that? How can she get more clients on her cleaning business?
I guess, you know, I always like to go back to what you feel Brittany has worked before. What is your primary way of gaining new clients?
Paid leads with and just kind of getting on foot and for lack of better terms, door knocking. Just going and putting your face out there, flyers, yeah.
Gotcha.
Now with the door knocking, do you do it yourself or you let somebody else do it?
Yeah, and that's the problem. I kind of do a little bit of everything myself, so I'm trying to pull back and develop a better team for that.
Gotcha. So if you're doing all that stuff yourself, you really have a bottleneck because you can't be cleaning the house and marketing at the same time. So for me, I would suggest you train somebody, maybe for a week, you bring them with your door knock, show them how it goes, and you pay them a commission on the sale. So because you don't want to pay them hourly because that's taking too much overhead out your business. So if you say, look, work for commission, whatever, if you close a job at $200, I give you 20%. Or in the beginning, you may have to give them a little bit more money to get your books right because you got to have them motivated as well to work. Most people are not going to be motivated to work door knock for a house only to make $20 or $40. You know what I'm saying? Some people may, but you may have to be like in the beginning, hey, I give you 50% whatever you close. Just in the beginning. And then that person can become a cleaner for you. And then that person hires another door knocker, train them up. And then that's how you start your business. That's how you're going to get your business to grow. But you can't do all the things at once and expect your business to grow.
Right. I agree with that. I like that idea.
I want to add something.
Go ahead.
I think for you, Brittany, to start looking at commercial cleaners, whether that be dorms, people in churches, things like that. They typically have like reoccurring stuff, as well as I was implement a system like Jobber. So even if you hire like a 1099 contractor, you're able to use them to help you spread the word, and then you'll be able to do invoicing, do your proposals a little bit faster. So I have a client that that's what she did, and then she was able to sustain over time, and now she's booked up because she works with funeral homes, gyms, all those commercial people, but she wasn't doing that like as far as her marketing. She was just doing like residential cleaning. So as she moved towards the commercial space, she was able to stay booked that way. So I hope that helps.
I'll say another niche that you need to hit that most people don't hit, most people don't touch. You need to start reaching out to real estate investors and developers. Construction cleanup is like major.
Yes, indeed.
And they got to clean up the job multiple times. I'm talking about framing jobs, new floor installation. You just put up drywall, bro. They got that shit is terrible. So if you contact real estate investors and developers, that's like 5 cleaning jobs at once. Because to really clean after sheetrock, bro, you got to clean multiple times. You got to use the right stuff. And then you have to clean again once the house is complete. Then they got to do the final touches. Then you got to clean again when they put on the market.
Facts.
So that's 5 to 6 cleanings with one client. And guess that one client, they're real estate investors. They got multiple projects and they got business long term. So that's who you should target. And they gonna pay because they want their job clean.
Absolutely. And on top of that, I would say to add to that, it's a simple job too, right? So it's not a very detailed clean. You ain't dealing with a bunch of furniture in the way. You know, it's simple.
They're not emotional.
It's not emotional. They just want the floor to have a little bit of a squeak when they walk in, and the windows be clean and all of the different things. So it's a simple clean. Plus, plus you can scale it as well, if they got other businesses. But I want to add in too, Brittany, are you on social media at all? Are you utilizing social media to promote this business?
A website done. The only thing I'm on is like the platforms, like cleaning platforms, but I'm not on social media yet. That is my next thing. That's actually one of my things to end the fourth quarter with, is to get established on social media.
Yeah.
Now I'll say with the social media thing, you got to really start posting content. Show yourself entering the house. Show yourself, hey, my favorite cleaning products is this. Typically it takes 45 minutes to clean a house like this. The typical charge is this. If you start showing that information, people gonna start booking with you.
Okay, that's some very good information. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, man. Ice, what's your thoughts, man? What's going on? Good morning. You're on mute.
Listen, man, I got to unmute. I love the conversation. I love where you guys are going with this, getting prepared. What I really like, and people may not have noticed, Byron, or because you didn't allude to it, you're getting ready to go into construction. But it all started with that first deal that you did.
Yes.
That first deal where you did some wholesaling and you started stacking up some cash, which meant you could start taking advantage of other opportunities. So now you can go into building, and now you've learned some of the, but because if you hadn't done that part, you wouldn't have gone through all what it takes to become, to get into, understand construction from a level that most of us never get to see. So now you're saying, now I'm going to take my cash and what I've learned and do this thing to be vertically integrated. It all started with that one deal.
That's a fact. And the good thing is now that, we have the accelerator program, we have deals, right? We get deals, deals are consistently being created, and we want to continue to grow that community as well, because that will help produce even more deals without me necessarily having to directly source them. So, it'll be the family sourcing deals nonstop. And, between that and just my internet connections, deals just flow anyway. So I think it'll just be a beautiful situation, because I'm still able to take advantage of some great creative finance deals, great wholesale deals, still every now and then do a couple wholesale deals. But on top of that, I'm vertically integrated directly into what I want to do in terms of building out portfolio, and changing a bit of the culture in terms of having a company that is trustworthy, that people feel like they can trust in the space in terms of contracting in general. So I think it's going to be a beautiful journey in this space. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'm looking at, I try to pick up a little bit of reading every now and then, and so and right now I'm looking at a for the new year. I'm trying to take a page literally out of your book. All right.
Yes, indeed. 2-day workshop. We actually running that back in February, so it's perfect.
And so I'm looking at a commercial building. I was telling about it. I'm looking at a commercial building, and when all goes right, not if, but when it all goes right, we're going to be able to pick that up on a seller finance deal.
Ooh,
that sounds like a sweet deal, Byron.
And it's tenants already. The building is in good shape. I know because I rent there. Okay, and so I know what I've been there for a long time, so I know what the problems are. So now we're in a position, now that we're in a position to have a little cash stacked up, and to be in this position where the person who built the whole thing, doesn't want to leave. They're just, you're listening. What do they want? Well, I want to be able to cut back. I want to be able to cut back, but I love this. All right. But I want to be able to cut back on some of the responsibilities. And so I said, well, it sounds like an opportunity. So what do you want to do? And you want to avoid capital gains? Well, we can do something about that. and, and where did I learn that? Come on now.
Love it.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Ice, what's some of your goals for Q1 of 2024?
Okay, so we're focused on right now bringing in 20 new clients a month, which means we're going to have to bring on a new admin. So to bring in 20 new clients a month, that's just a little bit more than we need to. I mean, we can handle on our own. We have to bring on more people. So I have some people in mind that we're going to be bringing on. Now, Byron mentioned it the other day that what I do is not, it's not a common thing. It's not regular. Okay. In your speak, it's not regular. So now that it's getting more popular, now that we can now bring on more people, and we're on social media, that's what we're going to be focused on in this next year. And I'm going to take this one building, and turn it into two more. Take this one building and turn it into two more, because I learned somewhere where if I can get that thing on seller finance, then I can go out and put debt on it because I own it.
Absolutely.
Right? I can put debt on it and then take that cash, which I don't have to pay taxes on.
Absolutely.
To put down payments on the next commercial building, because I got tenants in the building. I love it, but I only have 3 toilets in there. Okay.
Absolutely.
All those tenants, but only 3 toilets to take care of. Man, oh man. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you. Listen, man, thank you for putting all this stuff together for us. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, for taking action and because you've already done a couple deals, and big deals too.
Yeah. So yeah, we sold some stuff, but now we've got that cash sitting back, and now we need to turn it into to do something else with it, Byron. But I'm telling you, when I when I put debt on the deal, I will be able to not only leverage that money, but I'll be able to borrow it at a discount.
Ooh.
All right. And if I can borrow it at a discount, guess what? I can cash out refi on that first building 10 to 15 years sooner to do it again. And I'll be able to do it at a much lower interest cost. I was talking to O'Neill there just recently and talking about if you could get maybe $150,000 in equity, get it very quickly, but you don't have to pay $200,000 in interest to get it. What if you can get that equity and only pay about $25,000 in interest? Real estate investors really need to start adding that metric to what they're doing to improve profitability. They're only looking at one side. What did I buy it for? What can I rent it for? What did I sell it for? Okay. But no one I have ever talked to has said, you know what? I made good money on that deal, but while I was borrowing the money, here's how much interest I paid overall, and I should subtract that interest from my profits to get a net profit. No real estate investor I've ever talked to has done that.
I love it. I definitely love it.
So these new assets that you're getting, they're commercial assets. You stated that the building that you're interested in, I know you didn't say it on here, but you told me you got a new roof, got new ACs, some qualified tenants that have been there for a long time, long-term tenants. You only got 3 toilets. So what's your plans long-term with the building? You plan on paying it off in 7 years? I know that's what you teach. Or what's the actual plans for the building? Once you buy it, then what?
Okay, I'm never going to pay that building off.
What's the reason for that?
My goal is to get equity cheaper and faster. Real estate investors don't pay off buildings. Homeowners might want to be interested in paying it off, but a real estate investor, they just say, listen, how can I get my equity cheaper? How can I force equity acquisition? That's what we teach. So instead of getting that equity over a long term, take some of your dormant cash, find out how much it's costing you to manage that debt. That's very important. It's called interest cost. So I'm going to be paying attention to my interest cost. How much is it costing me to manage the debt? Lower my cost by 75%. And I showed you the other day where I can borrow money at an effective interest rate of 0.75%. So
it's hard to get right now.
Hard to get.
You ain't getting it.
You ain't getting it. All right. So if I can manipulate the system by understanding how amortization works, then I can give the bank back their money in a time where it makes it impossible for them to charge me interest.
Wow.
So if they can't charge me interest, now I'm getting the equity at a much lower cost. And when I say much lower, people don't understand, Byron and O'Neill, that if I'm supposed to pay, when you close, they're going to tell you how much interest you're going to pay over the term. 200,000, 300,000. Okay. They're going to tell you how much it is. But what if you can get the same asset for not 300,000, but for 90,000 interest? So that means you literally got that building $210,000 cheaper because you didn't have to pay that interest. So now
that's a beautiful thing.
Now what can you do with that money? Because real estate investors traditionally have looked at the amount of interest that they pay as the cost of doing business. Now, what we're doing with real estate investors is say, let's lower the cost of doing business on the back end. That money that you're borrowing, let's get it at 75% off. Why not?
I like where you're going with this, man.
Yes, indeed.
And the type of man you are, I know it's gonna happen.
I know that's a fact.
I know it's gonna happen.
Yes,
man,
sir.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Lady O, good morning. Good morning. Happy you could join us. Appreciate you joining us, Ice.
Are y'all
Lady
on
O.
mics? Do y'all have y'all mics working? Lady O, Jason. Who else we got?
Jason
We
here.
got Darby.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
sir. Good morning.
What's going on, brothers? I just want to say I appreciate y'all for holding this space. I mean, my goals for the new year will definitely be to continue, on the path that I am on, as far as wholesaling land. I also have a towing business out here in South Florida, so looking to grow that, but using wholesaling to stack some capital. And then obviously to build my buyers list, of course, with land development. Since I got into the space this year, actually, I went from struggling with selling houses to just finding success with wholesaling land. So that's what's been my bread and butter. So now that I just heard you guys talking about looking to get into development, it's actually another opportunity. So there's opportunity all around us. You just got to keep searching. And, knowing that you guys are looking to get into that space, I definitely want to connect with you guys in the real estate land development space and then take that to the next level. So 2024, we're just looking at gaining and maintaining, really, on all aspects, really. So
Jason,
yes.
You say you have a towing business?
Yeah, I got a towing business out in South Florida.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all hated by a lot of people, man. The towing company.
Definitely.
So you say you plan on growing that business. How do you plan on growing that business in 2024? What's the steps you leading it to go in that direction?
We actually looking to expand. We just got a new location, and so I'm in South Florida. So We just got a new location in West Palm, North Palm Beach. So we're looking to open up that location in the very coming weeks, and then basically get more staff. You know, right now is basically we're running pretty lean, which has helped us a lot to scale. So we're looking to bring on some drivers, and then for me, work on my sales too for 2024. Just get better at sales. I'm from like a complete different background, so for me, sales is like brand new. So you know, just getting around new dealerships, going in, inducing the company, talking to all these you know, anybody that needs service, because in towing, you know, it's really we're a need type of industry. So being able to go out, market the company, let people know who we are, and pretty much just be a better salesman on both aspects, on the real estate side and as well as the transportation industry side.
Gotcha. I got a question about that towing industry. So let's just say, you know, a lot of cars park at Starbucks. And let's just say they have a sign like the Starbucks customers only. You will be told if you're here and you're not at Starbucks. Do those people pay like a subscription, like $500 a month, to make sure you come as quick as possible, or you just have that designated location? You're the only tow company that can do that. How does that work?
Yeah, so typically what Starbucks would do they basically assign somebody to that, or a towing company to that area, to that parking lot. So for example, if I go to Starbucks and I tell them, hey, we offer private property impound, and they sign a contract with us, anytime that Starbucks calls us, we'll pull up and pick up the vehicle. Now in Florida, every state differs, but in Florida, to get your car back is $142. So if you park your car, you know, at Starbucks and you're not there, and they call it on you, just know you're gonna have to pay whatever the fee is for the company. But it's for the company, it's no charge to Starbucks. It's just, you know, another form of revenue for the towing company.
And do you do that? You
Yeah,
go to companies and ask them?
I picked up one last night. So
You that guy.
Yeah, that's why they don't like you. Shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I caught a flat the other day on Tuesday, Training Tuesday. Caught a flat, went back home to do Training Tuesday, went back to fix it, and it took my shit, man.
Oh,
Damn.
gotta be
I'm like,
cooking.
God. And guess what? Man, I gotta pay $400. I'm like, man.
Come on, man.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
bro.
they killing y'all over there.
Yeah, man. Y'all got a horrible space in my heart, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I love it, man. Let's go to Darby, man. Darby been waiting for a minute.
Yeah, man. Let's get my guy Darby. You know, it's funny, Darby. It's like I'm seeing you on camera now, man. It's like this is new. This is new.
Ain't never seen this man before.
Yeah.
What's going on, brother?
Man.
What's happening, man?
It's good, man. It's a good morning. But I don't want to take y'all too back. But when Brittany was talking about her cleaning business, right? I think it took me back to where I was talking to somebody about how to use PropStream. I think people underutilize PropStream a lot, and as far as the information and the data that it gives off, right?
Ooh.
So, so just for sake, if Brittany's looking at residential or commercial or what may have you, she can literally pick off anybody who just bought their house within the past 6 months to a year, and she can have a target market right then and there. Like if she want $1 million homes, she can find specific zip codes, stuff like that, and market to it. You know, we all use our text platforms, cold calling, or just any type of marketing, but that data is right there for those, you know, who got a new house, they want to keep it clean or what may have you, or just like what you said, you got investors who just bought rental properties or Airbnb and so on and so forth. You can narrow that down and market to that. So I think people underutilize what the data that PropStream offers.
Wow.
I'm happy you said that because we do that same strategy. Yeah, we do that same strategy in our construction business. So people got to realize that wholesaling is a marketing business. You can use the same strategy with any business that you have. You pull a list, shoot them a text, cold call them, RVM. That's how you get more. That's how you get more business. And we, like, I'm happy you said it because we do the exact same thing when it comes to roofs. So when we have a hurricane, hailstorm, anything. We shoot a mass message like, hey, we know just had a storm come through. We got free inspections all month long. Make sure you book with us in the next 30 days. All we doing is 20% discount on flooring all month long. Make sure you hit us up to lock in your spot. You can do that with any business. Wholesaling is a marketing business.
Yep. And then I was actually I'm trying to find a landscaping company out here because I don't do landscaping, but my girl's uncle does. But he a one-man band, and I'm trying to find somebody who got a team so I can pretty much do a wholesale situation where that, like, you know, if I get them the business, I just get a cut of it, but I'm doing the marketing piece of it, or they just gonna hire me and my team to do the marketing piece for it. You know what I'm saying? So I think people underutilize the capabilities that that data can provide you. You know what I mean? So you can use that landscaping, construction, cleaning, or whatever type of service thing you use. So so that's something that I'm going to be heavily utilizing in 2024, as well as I'm starting to research line striping, like for parking lots. I'm starting to see a lot of opportunity out here. People got commercial businesses, malls and stuff like that, and their parking lines is disappearing. So I'm about to figure out how to market that and try to get into that business as well.
About to say the best place to find workers for landscape is probably gonna be Facebook. Go to Facebook Marketplace, type in landscapers, they're gonna pop up. Go to Facebook groups, that'd be the best way. And if you in like you in North Carolina or South Carolina?
North Carolina.
So whatever city you in, most times they got a Facebook group of people. Like I know where we at, they got a ton of them. But find the Facebook groups and just type in, hey, I'm looking for a landscaper, and just chop it up with them, and that's how y'all can build. Because everybody looking for more work at the end of the day.
Yeah. So you know, I just wanted to drop in and put that in there. I did have some more questions about, you know, like the rental market and where that's going to go, but you know, we'll circle back to that when we get there.
Yeah, we got my guy Garland in the building, man. You know, what's going on, Garland? Listen, man. I actually took Garland's course on how to read plans. I thought it was a phenomenal course, by the way. If anybody's interested in taking that course, you know, he ain't paying me nothing to say that. That's just, you know, on the strength of, you know, me appreciating good knowledge. And
talk about the benefits. What made you do that course? Because people, you know, hate education. People hate education on what they're trying to get in. So what made you be like, hey, I'm a new developer. Let me go ahead and learn how to read these plans. What made you do that?
Well, you know, here's the thing. So I got some plans done, right? And for a property, sent them over to Malachi. Malachi chopped my plans up. He was like, yo, you know, this is trash. Yeah, this right here, you know, they need to do this a little bit better. I'm like, bro, like, what are you?
You thought your stuff was good to go.
I thought I was on my way. You know what I'm saying? And then I found out that, man, even in plans, you can't just take the plans from an architect and think that, you know, everything all right. And then what happens is you send that plan over to the city, and they gonna chop that joint up anyway. And now you dealing with what would have been 3 months of getting your plan permitted, processed, and through the city. Now you looking at 6 months, 9 months, maybe even 12 months just in dealing with the plans, right? And so what was kind of eye-opening for me was that Malachi had that knowledge, right? And so, and as you know, shout out to BOB as a family, because, you know, I lean a lot on the people here. You know, we're a family here, right? And he was able to give me that knowledge, but I wanted to know where he got that knowledge from. And when he told me who was his architect, you know, and he was like, you need an architect that's going to not only sell you plans, but educate you on that process. And that's what turned me on to Garland. I was following Garland for a while. He didn't know who I was. But I ended up taking the course. I thought it was a phenomenal course. And I think anybody who is looking to get into this space, you need to not only know what's going on with the plans.
Do you think by you doing that is going to help you in 2024?
Dramatically, bro, because you got to know what you get sent into the city. It's going to say you tremendous amounts of time. But Garland, you mind just kind of introducing yourself to the people? And you know, and we want to hear what's your plans for 2024 as well. We got Los in the building too, man.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. My name is Garland Harris Jr. I'm the owner of Middle Housing Design Co. I'm also a real estate developer. We built our own projects too. Yeah, like Brian said, I recently did a course on how to read house plans. The reason I did it is because I work with a lot of new developers, and I always recommend the guys, like, if you brand new, hire a contractor. If your goal is to take over running the construction yourself, then hire a GC, pay him to teach you. Pay him to teach you how to schedule, pay him to teach you how to look at the plans, what to pay attention to. And then, as you continue to go on, then you can start taking on projects yourself. You're still going to make mistakes, but at least you're going to have a leg up and not make some of the more costly mistakes that you can make when you're brand new and you don't know what you're doing at all. One of the main examples I like to use, one of my clients, he had finished a project, went to get his final inspection done, and failed his final inspection because his roof was overhanging onto the next property. It was encroaching onto the next property. And so he asked the inspector, how come none of the other inspectors failed me, like doing the framing inspection or the roofing inspection and everything? And he said, well, it's not the inspector's job to look at your plans and determine whether or not you built the house right. That's your job. And so, you can give the same set of plans to, a different contractor, and they'll all build it different ways. Case in point, I got a plan right now that's being built. My team actually built it last year, and it's being built again by a client that I sold the plan to. And we've had some issues with them coming in and adding in fur downs in certain places. And I'm telling the guy, I'm like, yo, I built this plan last year. We didn't have any fur downs. And he's like, oh, well, I got to put a fur down here.
What are fur downs?
Oh, so a fur down. So we have, man, now we're getting really technical. Okay, how can I explain this? Help me, Lord. So you have your ceiling height, right? Like behind me, you can see my ceiling, all right? Sometimes once we drywall everything up, you might not know that the height of the ceiling that you see is actually a false height. And there might actually be a higher ceiling above that is being used for to run duct work or plumbing or anything like that. So that's usually what we use a fur down for. It's lowering the ceiling height so that we can run, mechanicals through a certain spot. So was that clear enough?
That was real clear.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Good. All right. So a lot of my courses are usually born out of things that I see. Like, I saw a lot of clients who were having issues. I come out to the site and I'll be like, yo, this is built wrong. And they'll be like, what? And I'll be like, yeah, look at this page right here. It should have been built like this, yada, yada, yada. Or even when I go out to my own projects that I'm building and I'll see stuff that's built wrong, and I'll immediately screenshot the plans and send it over to my GC and be like, yo, y'all didn't build this the way we drew it. I'm very particular about that on my own projects, because we try to figure out a lot of this stuff before it goes to construction anyway. And a lot of times we're trying to achieve a certain look. So, we want our things built per plan, and our contractors have gotten used to that. But I guess, so my direction that was the other question, like what's my direction for 2024? Yeah. So we're definitely building more units. Our next project is a small subdivision of 15 townhouses. They're going to be mid-century mods. We like doing themed communities. So our current community is 4 townhouses. We call it the Bill Street Brownstones. The next one is 15 townhouses on an acre. We're calling that the DeSoto mods. All of the homes will be mid-century modern styles. So we like doing that because we feel like it adds to the attractiveness of the community and helps, people come and recognize like the brand that we're trying to build. So that's on the development side. On the design side, we're going to increase our stock plan library. We're going to add in more triplexes and fourplexes, more of the things that get in with the Livable Places initiative that the city of Houston has created. You know, and I'll probably be putting out some more courses for you guys to take advantage of. We do have some course bundles and ebook bundles that we created recently, kind of like a neighborhood developer starter kit. You know, and you know, if you guys ever need any plans, you can reach out to us. You know, we would definitely will educate you and help you figure out what's the best project for your land, but also be there to guide you through the entire process. You know, at the end of the day, I want to see you get your project built because, like my professor used to tell us in college, architecture isn't architecture unless it's built.
That's a fact. You know, it's funny you mentioned a couple key things that I want to highlight. Number one, you need an architect that's going to help you understand what is the most feasible, right, to be built on that land. So I'm a, you know, just straight shooter. My architect, one reason I like my architect right now that I work with, shout out to my guy, Devon, is number one, we going to go over how do I make this project profitable? That's going to be my first goal. I'm going to look at the comps, right? Just because it can be built don't mean it need to be built by you in that area, right? So I'm just giving you some game on why I always pay architects and I don't buy stock plans. Because with stock plans, you're trying to make something fit to a market when that may not even be something. Put it like this. You build a 3,000 square foot mega mansion, right? Or 6,000 square foot mega mansion, right? Just because it looks good on land, right? But it's not going to cash flow. It's going to be overbuilt for that market. All of those things you have to take into account whenever you're looking to build something new, right? You want something that's going to be feasible. So you mentioned making sure that something is feasible for the land, making sure it's going to fit properly on the land, right? That matters too. And then also getting the plans right and making sure that they can pass through the city the way that they need to pass through the city. So can you highlight why those?
I was about to say, you got to add on too, like make sure the products that you're using is the right products and the most cost efficient products. You could be using 2x6s to build a walls instead of 2x4s. You know what I'm saying? Just all depends. But if you can speak on that.
Yeah, I would. I'll give you an example from one of my current projects that we'll start in 2024. So it's actually across the street from the project that we're finishing up right now. We got this land through a wholesaler, and shout out to any wholesalers out there. We do partnerships. We did a creative deal with this wholesaler. They brought us this land, and at first, you know, the price that they wanted didn't make sense. But then when the city changed their rules, we reevaluated the land, and we were like, okay, you know what, we can actually make it work now, and go from there. And what we did is we brought the wholesaler on as a partner in the project, and they're going to basically get to see the entire process from start to finish, including demo on Saturday, and learn how to do this, and then we'll pay them a larger sum on the back end of the deal. But anyway, this deal, it's the same size lot as what we're currently building on, but we're not going to build the same project. What we did was we looked at two different projects to build on the site. All right, in the area that we're building in, townhouses sell for like $230 a square foot. Duplexes sell for $205 a square foot. So just off of that, most people would say, okay, let's build the townhouses. But when we looked at the numbers, we were like, okay, we could fit 5 townhouses on this lot, but this project is going to cost us $1.2 million to build, and it's going to require us to probably bring about $400,000 of equity. So then we looked at the project. And then we were going to have to do underground stormwater detention, which is expensive. So then we looked at the possibility of doing 3 duplexes on the site. And the city's new rules state that if you're not covering up more than 65% of the land with impervious cover, and impervious cover is basically any material that does not allow rainwater to seep back into the land naturally. If you're not covering up more than 65% of the land with impervious cover, then no underground detention is required. So we were able to lay out 3 duplexes on the site and keep the impervious cover under 65%. So we avoided having to do the costly detention. When we looked at the project, we looked at it and said, okay, if we build 3 duplexes, that project only cost us about $825 to do. So we're already saving like $400,000 in construction costs, all right, and project costs. But it also reduced the amount of equity that we needed to bring to the deal. So we went from bringing $400,000 to maybe just a little bit over 150, and we get a better product, in our opinion, to build in that area. And in this environment, you know, with higher interest rates than just building a bunch of single family homes. So, you know, when you're looking at deals, you know, your architect could help you with this, but a lot of guys, they don't build their own projects anyway. So all they really know is how to design and maybe get something permitted, but they don't know what happens on the back end or on the front end when it comes to finding land and determining what to build on the site. They don't know what your cost basis is. They don't know those things. Being a developer myself, I know all of those things. So I can ask you all those questions. I can sit down and look over the numbers with you. I can sit down and say, well, look, you know, I'll be honest with you. It might be better for you to build this type of project in this area than it is to build this type of project, you know. And I will point out on the project that I just used as a scenario, the profit on the 5 townhouses was about $350,000, while the profit on the 3 duplexes was $285,000. And most people would say, oh, well, I'm gonna do the 5 townhouses. But the way we looked at it was interest exposure. You know, the more interest that we're having to carry on a larger loan is not as beneficial to us as if we have a smaller project cost and we're able to carry less interest. So we're cool with $70,000 less in profit if that means we're having to bring what was it? It was 400 down to 3, so $250,000 less in equity to the deal, because we could take that 250 and spread that into another project and have another project going. I mean, we have no shortage of GCs. Brian, I like your idea, but I don't want to be on the job site every day, man. So I'd rather just have several GCs that work under me. We'll create project standards for how we want stuff built, and everybody has to adhere to those standards or they're not going to be a part of the team.
Yeah. Well, you know, the good thing is I got a partner. I ain't going into it by myself. I got a partner. He got over 20 years experience. He's been doing it. I'm just going to help him on the business side and the marketing side.
Right.
So, you know.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, they see like the construction shows and everything, and they or you know, HGTV or people on IG, and they like, oh man, I want to go out there and I want to run the project myself. But running a project is very time consuming. It's a full-time job. You got to be on site. You got to guard against theft. You got to guard against contractors who are not doing quality work. If you don't know what's quality, you walk on the site, you think it look good, and then somebody who does know walk on, and we're like, it's built wrong. And so there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And so, you know, if you're really trying to scale, you know, I used to work for large builders. I worked for one who was only in the state of Texas, and I worked for a national builder. And I saw how their processes were set up. They would be taking down a master plan community, and they might have 3 or 4 GCs. Well, they call them builders, but they might have 3 or 4 GCs, you know, to build the houses in that area. But what they did was they had a set of construction standards. This is our company's way of building things. You build to this way. And then they might have a superintendent who's over those guys, who comes out and inspects and makes sure that everything is being built that way. But they train them beforehand. You know, they have all their relevant project documents, and they're like, this is the way we want to build. So even the 15 unit project that we're taking on next year, we're probably going to bring on 2 GCs so that we can knock that project out in about 6 to 8 months, because we can't give it to one GC and expect them to build all 15 homes in 1 year. In 6 months, he won't get it done. So we'll probably have 2, maybe 3 guys, give them each 5 homes, and then we'll just have a set of construction standards for them. And we'll tell them, this is how we want the houses built. I don't care how you like to build. We want it built this way, so that everything is on the same page and everything is consistent and it flows together. And then my business partner, he runs the construction side, and he's very good about staying on people's tail. very good about that.
Love it, love it, love it. Listen, man, we're going to do a quick reset, and then we got to get my guy Los, man. I definitely want to hear what Los has going on for 2024, and also what he, feel like he could have done better in 2023. We learned just as much from some of our, mishaps, failures, or learning experience, however you want to classify those moments as we do from the win. So I just want to definitely highlight that. Listen, if you haven't already, make sure you take a look at our membership packages. Membership definitely has its perks, and you definitely want to take advantage of those. If you are interested in getting some discounts on some of the merch that we have coming out very, very soon, you can take advantage of that by joining in on the Legacy, the Visionary, or the Trailblazer membership package. All of them have their own little perks, and you can kind of read up on and see which one fits what you are looking to do. But here's the deal, man. We got my guy Los in the building. And I want to know, Los, from your perspective, I guess let's start with this. What do you feel like you've done wrong in 2023? What do you feel like you could have done better in 2023? Let's start there, and then let's transition to what are you looking to change up in 2024 to make, all of those things a whole lot better. Is Los with us? I think you muted.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I need to allow myself to allow help. 2023. I got some things accomplished, but I have a hard time relinquishing control because people don't do stuff to my standard, and then when people don't do it to my standards, like you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I should did it myself anyway. I really got to get out of that and be comfortable with people doing something 70 to 80% of the way that I would do it. And then if I just got to come back and just tighten up that extra 20, 30%, I could probably be a lot further in some of the things that I'm looking to do. So, I need to really get out of my own way. But that's some Gemini shit. I think that people just don't do stuff with the level of intensity that I do. And then when I give things to other people, that they take forever, or they don't use common sense. I'd be like, man, I just do it myself. And then, I find myself taking longer because there's so much shit I got to do myself. So I got to get out of that. Despite of all the successes that, it looked like I've had this year, man, honestly, 23 was the worst year of my life, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Jeez, me too.
And
what made it the worst year of your life, though?
Man, my wife and I, we've been together 10 years, going on 11. Man, we had 2 miscarriages this year. You know what I'm saying? 2 dealing with that. I've been in real estate 25 years since I was 17. I never lost money on the deal except this year. You know what I'm saying? Just one deal, but still in all, lost money on one deal. Never done that. I used to poke my chest out high saying, hey, I ain't never lost money on a deal. Now I can't say that no more. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I lost the house to a fire. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't insured.
Oh,
but despite all that, I still made a shit ton of money, had a shit ton of fun. Seen a lot of parts of the world. But yeah, it's some changes that need to go on.
I got a question, man. So how did the things you and your wife dealt with twice? How did that affect your business and you mentally?
It affected for sure. Because when you're dealing with so things such personal as that, business, that shit ain't as important at the moment. Dealing with family, dealing with life, dealing with that's what's important. So having employees that we have, and then we not being present, you know what I'm saying? We see some declines and things of that sort. I think that's everyday stuff that people as a business owners don't necessarily talk about. When life be life, and how does that affect your business? And it definitely does, especially to have 2 abortions in like an 8-month period. I mean, not abortions, miscarriages. I'm sorry, never abortions, not never. I don't believe in that. But to have 2 miscarriages in 8 months, and for my wife, it's a lot harder on her than it was on myself, and it's hard on me. But it was a lot harder on her than it is on me, and by her being so active in the business, it hurt.
Well, I definitely say we sorry to hear that, but at the same time, y'all are very strong because most people can't bounce back from that. Personally, all business wise, like a lot of people, go through a lot of things emotionally, depression, things like that. Did you deal with any of those things like depression or anything?
No, I don't really deal with no depression. I've been to prison. You know what I'm saying? That shit depressing enough. Once you make it through that, you can make it through anything. That shit is hell. That shit is literally hell. You know what I'm saying? So, honestly, no.
Most people would take them back about 1-2 years, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all strong, man.
Yeah, well, she grew up a fighter, you know what I'm saying? And I grew up a fighter. So, those things kind of been instilled in us, and we kind of bring that over into our relationship. We ain't just gonna quit and give up so easy.
Yeah, man, I love to hear that. So what you plan on doing to fix those situations in 2024?
Oh, well, we stay practicing to make a baby. Hopefully that shit fall out. You know what I'm saying? We stay doing that.
What about business-wise?
Business-wise, we tightening up again. We got about 80 doors now. I think about to close on another one. So just keeping that tight. I do get like 20 some doors under heavy construction, so still managing that and make sure we get that cash flowing, because that's a lot of money not coming in monthly. So getting that done. I do got a coffee shop I'm about to open. I say I ain't gonna bring the name out and none of that stuff because it ain't my trademark and copyright ain't came back yet. But I will be bringing a coffee shop to the forefront, and then I'll also be bringing some my smoothie RX and the coffee shop blend in the store together, like a Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins 31 flavors type of demonstration. So I'll be doing that in 2024. So that's what I'm locked in on that.
So you got 2 brick and mortars coming up. You got the regular coffee shop and then you got the mix.
Well, the first coffee shop is going to be a mix.
Okay, gotcha. Now, question: what's the profitability on the coffee shop? Is it profitable, or because I heard it only costs 20-30 cents to make a cup of coffee, but you sell it for about $4-5. So, what's the benefits of getting in the coffee business, man? Talk to us about that.
Well, outside of tobacco and sugar, coffee is the next best legal drug that's out there. You know what I'm saying? So, me being from the street and understand that how drug dealing work, you know what I'm saying? I figure I want my shot at some legal drug dealing. And if y'all look in y'all city, I don't care what city you at, it's coffee everywhere. And it's a reason for that. It ain't just Starbucks. It ain't just Dunkin' Donuts. It's Pete's. It's all different type of mom and pops, because people like coffee. So, the better you can do it, I feel that, the way that because I'm a coffee connoisseur. I travel a lot. I travel all around the world. I get coffee. I go to where they roasting the coffee. I talk to the farmers and all that stuff. So I'm pretty knowledgeable on coffee. So then when I go to other coffee shops around the city and things of that sort, the coffee be trash. And people who really drink coffee, they be looking for that dope. So, I'm just gonna give them that dope they looking for.
I ain't gonna lie, but they got a local coffee shop in my area called Jet Coffee, bro. They started maybe 4 years ago. They got 5 locations now. Like, that shit's taking off. So I definitely understand what you're saying. It's a legal drug because people do love coffee. Their lines be hella long. And like you said earlier on a previous, I know we talked Tuesday, and that sugar, man, the sugar bring the parasites, and the parasites be knocking at that dough, man.
So just
it all works together.
I'm gonna have coffee full of sugar. Crack on crack. Let's get it.
It's a beautiful thing, man. And what do you say that profit margin look like? You think it's about 80%, 60% after employees and everything? I know it's high.
Well, so me, I'm gonna be downtown Chicago in the River North location. So yeah. So the rent high. So that's gonna really take me to based on our preliminary numbers, that take it to anywhere between a 40 and a 70% return.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Phenomenal. You know what kind of
coffee beans you're rolling? That's net for sure.
You know what kind of coffee beans you're rolling with, or you gonna have a different variety? Because you're the type of guy to get beans from
Yeah, he gonna fly somewhere.
You know what I'm saying? You got some Indian beans, I'm sure, some African beans. So, like, what kind of beans you gonna have?
I'm glad you know. I'm gonna have you know.
Australian
I
beans.
can't tell you just yet, man. I can't tell y'all just yet, man. We got some really resourceful people on the internet looking at this podcast. So no, I can't tell y'all just now. You know, I play chess very well. Just know that.
Yes,
so you definitely getting overseas beans. It's not gonna be no local beans.
I have some local beans too. Hawaii got some good beans. That's local. I have some Hawaii beans. You know what I'm saying? But that's the most information y'all gonna get out of me and my beans. I will have some local Hawaiian beans. That's the best beans that you get with a USA tag on it.
Oh,
I like it. So what was the when you think you go open it up? You doing the construction now? Or you still in the
so
in the
right now we still in negotiations with the lease. They trying to get both of us to personally guarantee that lease, and that don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So we in negotiation with it. I think we'll probably get a meeting of the minds sometime early next week. And no, I'm looking like a March 1st open.
I ain't gonna lie, but I got a lot of questions. I mean, so what's the typical cost besides the lease to start up an extra coffee business? Because to me, I don't feel like the things that probably cost the most, I'm sure, is the build out, but some good coffee machines to actually.
That's it. That's a couple $1,000, bro.
Quality coffee. Is that the most important thing in coffee? Is the machine that do all the work?
No, you want to have a good machine because the coffee need to be ground a certain way, need to be packed a certain way, so that affects the taste of the coffee. So you definitely want to have a good machine. But just because you spend a whole bunch of money on a machine, you still got to know what you're doing. You still got to have some technique. You still got to have some good beans. So, but definitely having the right equipment for sure.
Yeah, man, I like that. You got different type of sugars and stuff too, like honey.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have honey. I'm gonna have milk. I'm gonna have that crack sugar for everybody, but I'm gonna have some coconut sugar also. We'll have some variety of sweetener, variety of milk. People want that cow milk, so I have some cow milk in there for them. But I still have almond and oat and coconut and so forth. Though you got to give people what they want. Just because I don't drink that shit, you do, so I got it for you.
Yeah. So you said this business, what you think, about 10,000 to 15,000 to start it up?
Well, no. Well, it could be. I go big, bro. I don't know if you probably haven't, but maybe y'all should pull up the Smoothie RX and y'all see what that look like. Because I go hard. I go hard with the branding and all of that. So my cost ain't $10,000. So can somebody else open up a coffee shop with $10,000? Probably so, but not me.
So talk to us about that. I think it's gonna help a lot of people. Like, how do you go from idea to actually making it happen? Because a lot of people here got ideas, but they never make it happen. So you think of idea, you think of the name, you think of the logo, you think of trademark.
People don't beat their feet. People just had that idea and then they just sleep on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I get the idea and I'm beating my feet and we doing the necessary research and work to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my wife Candace, because she definitely an executor. You know what I'm saying? If I say, hey, look, this is what we doing, the next few questions is, well, what do I need? What you need me to do? What's this and what's that? And once we lay that out, she get to work, I get to work, and for some shit be here for the people to enjoy.
So this is a question for Los and Don. What do y'all think is the best way to fund a new brick and mortar like that? You think business credit, cash, lines of credit? What's the best way to fund it?
Cash is trash.
What you think?
Hey,
you think an SBA loan is better?
I'm with him when he right. Hey, SBA loan not bad. Especially when I went to B Rule's bachelor party. He had a guy there who owned the McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? One of his homies. This ain't just like somebody we met. This one of his homies. You know what I'm saying? And I was talking to him about how he got into the McDonald's biz. I had a lot of questions for that. And he was telling me the SBA. You know what I'm saying? So if you got the wherewithal, man, you go to SBA and start a franchise, man. Bro started at McDonald's and got another one now. You know what I'm saying? From the SBA. I know of somebody else. I don't know him personally, But I know somebody else who went and started a nothing but bundt cake business from the SBA. The SBA gave him the loan to start the franchise. So you definitely can.
Hey, I know you're not a sugar man, but them nothing but cakes, them things be hitting, dog. I'm sure Byron be eating bitches. Them bitches, ooh, Lord. They so moist, boy, you bite in there. They just melt
Hey, man,
your
you
mouth,
be giving me
man.
your parasites, bro. Stand on business with your own parasites, bro. Like,
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I might go buy my wife a little cake today. But anyway, man, if y'all enjoyed today's content, man, make sure y'all put some flames in the chat, man. I think Lowe's dropping a lot of heat. Put some flames in the chat. Give us a few likes, man. We appreciate that. But I like that, bro. I like that. So what you think is the best way though? You think is it business credit or SBA?
You know, to each his own, right? Because if
you mix the two,
I'm gonna say do what works for you. For me, it's gonna be credit because I know how it works. I'm disciplined enough to use it properly. Everybody don't get that in them, even though they may be able to use it and so forth. Man, when we look at people don't necessarily be paying it back. People don't necessarily understand the interest only. So, it's a lot of things that, need to be understood before you're talking about opening up a whole business via business credit. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to pay that back? Are you in a position to pay that back? Can you wait for the business start cash flowing to pay that back? What if the business you start don't cash on, you can't pay that back? So all of those things need to be answered before you can talk about, I'm going to start to open a business with business credit.
Hey man, I'm excited about your new business, man. If I come to Chicago, I ain't no coffee drinker, but I'll try your shit out, man.
No. You come get a smoothie, nigga. I got a green juice for you, man. Get some inflammation out your body.
I'm definitely gonna give me one of those smoothie situations, man.
You gonna put some spinach in that bar?
Yeah, man. I gotta give me a smoothie situation, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Let me connect me on which color. Yeah, but I want to know, Los, I know that it's a lot going on in the real estate market. I want to know, what is your take what's your take on the market, man? Do you think the real estate market and what's going on with interest rates, with the pricing, with this foreclosure activity creeping up, do you believe any of those things are going to have some long lasting effects going into 2024? What do you predict is going to be the space for investors to kind of really play in 2024 from your purview? And then I would love to get Don's take on that too.
Man, I see foreclosures rising. I see people like you who in that creative space, taking a lot more deals down. I see commercial multifamily, taking a hit. It's gonna be hard for a lot of those people. So I see people like myself able to pick up some of these deals for the low. Whether that's them getting into it creatively or just taking them down. I see that. I see a definitely a big slowdown in that luxury market, and some of the people that I know, just luxury flippers right now, they hurt right now, hurt because those people not buying. So again, I think it's going to be some more opportunity in people that's looking to get into they legacy home, they big forever home. There's going to be some opportunity there from some of those builders, from some of those flippers, from some of those homeowners that need to get from under those huge mortgages and so forth. I think the market is going to be all right. I think the real estate is really what's going to help the economy stay a little more stable, because people still going to be buying, and those people going to obviously be more investors than the average homeowner. And then with BlackRock and these people in the markets buying, and I don't think prices are going to drop too much. I think we're going to see a dip a little bit, but it's not going to bottom out. I can't see prices bottoming out.
Do you think the people in the Airbnb space are going to be able to recover? Do you see that industry kind of just tanking out?
Nope. I do not see those people bouncing back. I do not. I think the people that's really in the hospitality space and running like a business, I think they'll be okay. I think they're gonna have to learn to pivot and be a little creative. But the people that really own it and run it like a business, not those people who in 2021, 2020, 21, 22 jumped on the bandwagon because it was something hot. Most of those people in trouble right now. Again, they didn't have the real estate acumen, the wherewithal to get through any of that. They bought a course and rode a wave. Now that wave and washed away, so that they business, so to speak. So I think that those people gonna continue to, liquidate their furniture and all that type of stuff. And the people who do it like a business and understand real estate in full, I think they'll be all right, because it's always been a market for short-term rentals. Always. It's just that who has been catered to those people. And most people thought the short-term rental market was for travelers, you know what I'm saying? And not necessarily they were.
You still operating in the short-term rental space, or you pivoted out of it?
No, I'm still in it. I'm still in it.
So why you think you still winning and a lot of people losing it? What you think you doing different?
I'm at a higher price point, but believe it or not, people look for a higher price point, and when the price point and the details match, I think that's it'll be all right. I'm in a good part of Chicago where it's highly sought out. It's close to everything, Hyde Park, the hospitals, downtown, things of that sort, and it's it's arguably the best Black neighborhood in the city. So I think because of that, I'm okay. But that neighborhood is saturated still. If we go look up, it's a shit ton of listings: $100, $150, $200. So to see mine at $500 and $600 a night, and still getting bookings, shit, I'm happy for that. But honestly, bro, most of my bookings are midterm rentals, man. 90 days, 60 days, things of that sort.
So you provide a luxury, you provide a luxury experience, all right?
Yeah, I'm premium, bro. Everything I do premium. I ain't doing nothing on the cheap side. Yeah, I'm premium.
You ain't no Walmart type of guy.
Nah, unless I'm buying the dented up shit from Walmart and I'm going back to sell it.
Ooh-wee.
I like it, man. Ice, what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts about this?
Man, listen, I'm looking for that rewind button, because when Los said $500-$600 a night, you should have seen Byron's face. I want to see that again. But listen, man, you were talking about how to, getting into a new business. Should we use cash? Should we use and leveraging somebody else's money? And I'm going to make an argument for leveraging. I'm going to make an argument for borrowing that money from the bank or wherever you can get it from, even if it's from private lenders. So I've got something on the screen here. This is one of my clients who has $2 million worth of buildings here, and we got loans on this. And the important thing is, on $236,000, all right, the bank wants $1,123,195 interest on these loans. Now, before this guy read my book, he really didn't care about this part, and here's why. He's got $57,000 income on these two buildings. His mortgage payments are $14,696. Okay?
Heavy on the cash flow.
Listen, all right? And so he says to me, you can't touch this money because I'm investing that right away. The $36,000, that's 63% of what he's bringing in. I can't touch that. Okay? He's putting this much away in reserves, about $6,500 in reserves. This guy is doing a huge business here in Huntsville. But here's the point I want to make out. When he read the book, he said, you know what? I know I'm paying way more interest than I need to pay. We're going to get him down to here, $231,468 in interest. That's $891,000 in interest savings. That's 79% off. All right.
Wow.
If you were to borrow that money straight from the bank and you were going to pay $231,000 in interest, let me blow this up just a little bit. Your interest rate would have to be 0.67. That's the effective interest rate. So if I can borrow money like that, why am I ever taking my cash buying anything?
Don't make sense.
My cash should be making babies. Okay.
Fact.
There you
A
go.
whole bunch of babies.
Listen, we need to start thinking like a bank. The banks are the biggest borrowers in town. If borrowing money was bad, for all you all on the internet that are talking about borrowing money is bad, then there wouldn't be a bank in your town, because the banks are the biggest borrowers in town. They borrow our money, they put it out to lend and make huge money with it, and then they pay us pennies on the dollar for the use of our money. Why can't we do the same thing? That's all I'm asking. Why can't we take a page out of their book?
Well, that's powerful. And the reason why that's powerful is because at the end of the day, you know, obviously we've been talking about getting bank ready. And so I want to know, you know, I know Los, you're big on being bank ready. You know, what would you say, you know, for the people who are looking to get in this 2000, you know, kill it in 2024, what are some of the things you feel like they can do to kind of better position themselves, you know, with that piece?
You know, make sure they take a look at their credit. You know, a lot of times people just assume they got this or that. Take a look at their credit, because you want to be a minimum 700 FICO. That's preliminarily. That's like one of the first things to do. When we talking, you know, bank ready from a personal perspective or a business perspective or both, that minimum credit score 700. That's no way around that. Now, if you do have a business and that business making money already, and I'm talking a couple $100,000 a month, then your credit don't even necessarily matter, because now you got real income, because your business is a business. It's not playing. A couple $100,000 a month, that's real business, and the bank will respect that, even if your credit not good.
You know, what's your thoughts on this? Because that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do the construction company to begin with, was because I felt like I can, you know, generate a lot of revenue. And so what's your thoughts on having a construction company generating a ton of revenue? Whether it's profitable or not doesn't really, I mean, I do want to be profitable, but the main thing is I just want to be able to have a lot of revenue and activity coming in and out of that bank. What's your thoughts on that thought process? Or do you think you see some flaws in that strategy?
No, ain't no flaws in that strategy. The bank love cash flow. So if you got money coming in out of their bank, they gonna want to help you keep that coming, because they actually counting on you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, business. When we understand the flow of business, and then when that flow stop, you know, now we looking like, hey, what's going on? The bank do the same exact way, the same exact thing. That's why, you know, if you went from having a lot of money in your account or a lot of transactions, and then you kind of slowed down, then they start hitting you with some products, you know, some advertising to kind of get you back and bring you back. So, you know, for a business, a construction business like that, I would say, for what though? Is the goal to get more credit from the bank, or what's
Absolutely.
the goal?
So I would say the goal is to get more credit from the bank, obviously. And then also, you know, be vertically integrated in terms of being able to get my own bills for the low, and just be able to control a lot more of that process. And then, you know, make money as well. But I think at the end of the day, I think that credit piece is going to be key, right? Being able to generate a ton of revenue, the being vertically integrated, right? And the fact that, you know, I will just be on the business side and the marketing side of that business. And, you know, shit, that's pretty much it. You know, the credit, the revenue, the and being vertically integrated. That's my primary objective with that
For all the
business.
same reasons why I did it. All the same reasons I did it. I got construction. I'm vertically integrated. My construction is the one that handle my jobs, as well as my the maintenance on my properties and things of that sort. Go to the bank and get credit off of it. No, you got the right idea, bro. It's a winning recipe.
Absolutely.
What do y'all suggest people need to be focused on to actually hit their goals for the new year? I'm sure y'all know a lot of people say,
actually do it.
Goals,
Actually
don't do shit.
Yeah. Go do something instead of just saying, I got goals. You know, actually go take some steps to really knock them down and make it happen. You know, every year, January 1st, everybody got all this stuff that they swear they're gonna do, and then December 31st, they ain't did none of that shit. Why? Because it just sounds good. You know what I'm saying? Do you really want to make a change? Do you are you really tired of what you did last year, the year before that, and year before that? Like, it don't matter who you are, what it is. Like, you're not gonna make a change because change is difficult. You're not gonna make a change until you're absolutely tired of whatever you've been dealing with. And if you ain't absolutely tired of whatever you've been dealing with, then you're gonna continue to deal with whatever it is you swear you want to change, but you don't.
What about you, Ice? What you think?
Exactly. You know, listen, I came to the game late. All right. My kids won't get the opportunities that your kids have because your kids are still in the house and you're teaching this stuff. And I didn't know it until my kids were grown and well out of the house. I'm going to be, let's see, in March, I'll be 69 years old.
Wow.
I came to the game late. Okay. And so I would tell anybody, it's never too late to get started. All right. Do something. What you don't want to do is get to this age and talk about, you know, I wish I had at least tried, you know. Don't let fear keep you from trying. So I'm with Los on that. You know, at this age, folks, you need to jump in and do whatever you can to make sure that you're financially set. Stop trading your time for dollars permanently. Do it for a time. But you don't want to keep trading your time for dollars and end up with a gold watch after 30 years and a kick in the behind out the door. You don't want that.
Wow.
Do y'all think most people are not mentally ready for where they want to go? Do y'all think that might be the issue?
That's a fact.
Definitely.
Most people don't even know what it looked like to get mentally ready. What does that even mean for most people?
What would you suggest that means?
I mean,
when we say you need to get mentally ready.
That's an individual thing. They got to dig deep into themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because you know everybody mind on a different plane. You know what I'm saying? So what work in my mind may not work in O'Neill's mind. And then we all know we've all had conversations with people, right? And I don't care. And I ain't talking men or women, just people. We say one thing, and they process that shit totally different. Like, wait, how did you get that from what I said? It's like, what? So you know, hey, man, that's on you. You got to figure that one out.
Yeah,
I want to pivot real quick, man, to the deep work area. You know, because a lot of times when we looking at all our goals, we forget that deep work piece. You know,
what do you mean by deep work? What you talking about?
Well, you know, that mindset piece, right? So I know Los came in, you know, when he first started talking about some of the struggles him and his wife, you know, had to endure, right? You know, those are mindset things. You know, if you the wrong mindset could have took you out the game. And so I want to talk about that. Before we do that, though, we do have a break. I want to highlight our sponsor real quick. And I want to talk about what does that deep work look like as we enter into 2024, how we prepping ourselves for that, just so we can get our mind right to be successful. But yeah, let's go ahead and run that, highlight our sponsor real quick.
What's up, y'all? So most people struggle with sales. A lot of us in real estate, and we struggle with our sales. We struggle with follow, we struggle with leads, and we just basically missing out on deals. For me, I just got on Taskify CRM. They send messages out for you. And look, a lot of us have work. When you get off of work, you have hot leads ready for you. Make sure you check out Taskify CRM. I'm telling you, it automatically replies for you. And look, it sends you multiple messages. Like we're talking about drip campaigns, so you're not missing up on the lead follow-up. So make sure you check out Taskify CRM. Use coupon code NOSTINGYENERGY to get 10% off. I'm about to show y'all inside my CRM so I can see how it really works. Make sure y'all check.
You're on mute, man.
Let me see. We talked about that deep work, and you know, I used to think that stuff was hocus pocus back in the day, Los. I thought it was hocus pocus. I thought, you know, look, just give me the strategy, give me some money, let me go run a play. And what I, come to realize is that, man, it's not that simple. A lot of what blocks us from being able to reach our goals goes far beyond strategy. It goes far beyond money. It goes far beyond all of the things that we think, the courses that we take. It goes far beyond a lot of that stuff. And so what is that deep work like for you, Los? And then I want to get Ice's take and O'Neill's take on this too. What are some of the things you've had to start doing to prepare your mind for this journey since you started? And what are some of the things you're doing now?
Honestly though, my mind been prepared for this journey since I was a shorty. Honestly, since I was a child. Like what I'm doing now is I'm literally living my dream. Right. When I was young, my teacher said, "What you gonna be when you grow up?" I said, "A businessman." You know what I'm saying? Had the term entrepreneur been out, that's what I would have told her. So I've been literally training my body, my mind, my everything for this my entire life. When I was a child, I used to sell icy cups and candy. This has always been me. So when I really started this journey, when I got 17 and started that course, and that really kicked off the reading of me. That's when I really started reading, because Carlton Sheets said that if you want to be successful, you got to read. So I really been training myself my whole career for this. And all those books I've read, they always talked about when the going get tough, and when the successful are the ones that continue to work even when the work you're doing, you don't see the progress, and you continue to go, and things of that sort. And when I just think about all those books I read, all those seminars, all that stuff, all the successful people, they all said the same type of stuff. And the people that's not successful, and when we talk to other people about our businesses or our journey and things of that sort, the first things or some of the things that they say is, "Oh, I couldn't do this," or they always the negative type of people, and there's a reason for that. And it's the reason why they in the position that they in. So when I just think about all the training, all the experiences that I've had, it kind of all coincide with what I've heard from other successful people. So because of that, I keep my foot on the gas. I don't get sidetracked by what's necessarily happening right now. I keep my eye on the prize. So for me, I don't really have a hard time focusing and getting it done, because I understand the process. And most people, don't understand the process, or they want to speed up the results because they may feel like they need success right now, and success gonna come when it comes.
Damn, that's powerful. What do you think about that, Ice? What's some of the things you had to prepare yourself for?
Listen, I had Ruby put a book in the chat. It's a simple title, Mindset.
I just bought it too, by the way. I just bought that. So
it talks about the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. Now, when it comes to talent, if I were to interview you and Los and O'Neill, one might think that you were born this way. You were born to be who you are, and those talents that you have were in you at birth. That is a fixed mindset idea. But a growth mindset idea says that you are the way you are, and then you work at developing who you need to be. All right. So if I write down in I've got in my journal here that I'm going to make $2 million. Okay. Guess what? Don right now is not the person that can make $2 million. I have to become that person that makes $2 million. That's a growth mindset. What am I willing to do? What kind of work am I willing to put in to become the person that is worthy of having $2 million? And I'm not talking about a year. I'm talking about I want to be in that 2 comma club a month deal. You know what I'm saying? So what do I have to do? Who do I have to become to get to make 7 figures a month? And are you willing to do it? That's the thing. And you have to start somewhere. And listen, and if you're getting there, and if you're at 5,000 a month and 10,000 a month and 100,000 a month, do what you need to do to get to where you want to go. And my goal is not the money. My goal is service. How many people can I serve and how well can I serve them? The money will come, but the money is a barometer that tells me how well I'm doing in my service. So that's what I have to. That's my 2 cents, Byron. That's my 2 cents.
But I'll say most people have to really realistically find a product or service that's going to warrant them $1 million a month. Most people are not realistic in their business, in their products, and their services, and the way that they display those. So first and foremost, you got to be realistic in your product. And then, when you figure out that product, then you got to figure out how many times you need to sell it to make that $1 million. And a lot of times we don't even walk that thing backwards to really understand what that look like. And the first and most important thing is do you got a product that can yield you $1 million a month? Do you have a service that can yield you $1 million a month, 100 a month, 100,000 a month? When I say 100,
mm-hmm. Exactly.
I love it, man. This is a powerful conversation. Oh,
what about for you, Byron? Oh, you coming to me?
I'm coming to you. And then we got Patricia in the building. We got my guy, Coach. I definitely got to get his take on this, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We definitely got to get that take. What up, Coach?
I say for me, man, shit, I was built for this shit. I shout out to my parents because they exposed me to a lot of things. The way they raised us is like, you can have whatever you want, but I ain't giving it to you. You got to work and go figure it out. For Christmas and shit, they wouldn't. You make a Christmas list, that's cool, but they ain't getting nothing on that motherfucker. They getting what you need. My parents taught me from early age the difference between wants and needs. You get what you need, not what you want. Until you have the money to do that, Same with saving money, is big on that. For me, I always was around money. I enjoy success. So when I was younger, working with my grandpa, he was an entrepreneur. He was making $10,000 a week in the 90s. That was a lot of money back then. So when I was 12, 13, I was working with him. In the summertime, I was making $250 a week. That's a lot of money at 12, 13. I wasn't going out there spending it trying to buy the next toy, the next PSP. I think it's PSPs at the time. I wouldn't go and buy the next PS2 game. I'm saving my money for future things because I knew at a young age, I wanted to be a real estate investor. At that time, I was telling everybody I wanted to be a real estate agent because I grew up, I was exposed. I was exposed to a lot of things. My dad owned a building, the only African-American man ever owned a building in downtown in my area. So I grew up around big buildings. I'm talking about apartment buildings, all that. I used to ask my dad at a young age, how many people you think live in that building? How much you think rent is? I was at 13 doing the math. I was like, man, that's what I want to do. Why it makes sense. We used to drive around. I said, man, I think we need to buy that. We need to buy that. And all that time, they thought I was bullshitting. I was dead serious. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about the surroundings you in, the people you with. I was always around older people. I was, like Los was saying, in the middle school, I was selling candy. I was stealing people's phones and I was selling them again. I was stealing from the store, selling clothes. I was doing all kind of shit. I was trying to figure it out because my parents wouldn't give me nothing that I wanted. I had to go do it myself. And that built me up because a lot of people now, they get their kids everything. They get their kids everything. What you want on the Christmas list? I'm giving everything to you. And they never build their kids up to actually go work hard for something on their own. They spoiling their kids. So for me, I was built for it at a young age.
And you second generation millionaire, right? Because your dad was a millionaire, right?
Yep.
And so
he ain't giving shit. I'd never know. He ain't giving a damn thing.
No, he gave you a lot, bro. That's why you got it.
No, I'm talking about as in physical. Here, look, I bought you a PS5, man. You doing good. And he wouldn't know.
That
I'm
nigga
proud of you.
He instilled the sauce in you. He put it there. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't wearing it, nigga. It's in you.
Yeah. So it's the same. Like that's why I know so much when it comes to credit, life insurance. I've been having life insurance since I was 18. My own life insurance, multiple policies. I got I ain't gonna lie. I think I got like 15, 16 policies. All my kids got life insurance, multiple policies. That's how I knew about CDs. I had my first CD. That's what he gave me for my 18th birthday. Go make you a CD, certificate of deposit for my credit. All that shit. Credit. He used to be like, of course, black people stay with him, credit cards, etc. Whatever. I started getting in credit at a young age because I knew what I can do. I started reading books. I was never a reader until I read stuff that made me more money. 2022, I read my first book. A lot of people don't want to educate themselves on what they want to be. They think it's just gonna fall out the sky that you're gonna be successful. But you got to do the work, man. But that's how it was for me, though.
I love it. I love it. Man, we got Patricia in the building. We got Coach in the building. I definitely want to get their takes. I guess we'll just kick it off with the ladies first. Patricia, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. How you feeling?
I'm amazing. I'm feeling really good. I'm excited about this last quarter, and we're going to go into the next quarter killing the game. So
I love it.
just to comment to what Brittany is experiencing with the growth of her brand, I'd like to tell her to collaborate with other junk removal companies as well, because what I found in my industry, I'm in the estate sale industry. By me collaborating with other estate sale proprietors, they have passed me business that they can't handle. And that has also increased, my revenue. So, don't be afraid to reach out to other companies that do what you do and see how you guys can work together.
Love it. I love it. So, Miss Patricia, you are in the estate planning business, right?
No, estate sales. Basically,
estate sales.
Pass
Okay.
away. I'm in charge of selling all the contents of their property, including vehicles, RVs, and then a lot of times I also sell the home as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I wholesale the properties too. So
let's go to 2023. What are some of the major or some of the mistakes you feel you made in 2023 that you're not gonna take in 2024?
So one of my biggest things is I felt like I was somewhat inadequate in the wholesale space. And once I started promoting that, not only can I sell the contents of your property, I can sell the house as well. I just seen my revenue just increase, and everybody was, really excited about, wow, this is one-stop shopping. So I'm going to continue to kick up that part of my business. Also, in the teaching space as well. And the reason why I'm doing that, because I also get a lot of sales that I can't handle. And I want to be able to teach other people to do what I do so that they can take on the clients that I can't handle, but they need to do it in the way that I do it. So I'm teaching as well. So I want to make sure that I, continue to be consistent with that part of our process as well.
I love it. I love it. And so for 2024, what are some of the things you're excited about in terms of growth in your business?
Well, I mean, by building a community, which, is very important to me in this niche market, I think continuing to build a community, building people that work together in the industry, that's going to help me increase my profit sharing. I'm also throwing a conference for my particular niche market so that we can all be in the same room and have conversations and plan to work together in the future, which is something that's never been done in this particular industry that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah, because I don't know about it. So what actually do you do? Like what do you specifically do?
So basically I created an acronym or a little photo situation about the 5 Ds of estate sales. And number 1 is death. When people pass away, we clean out the contents of the property and sell it. And the next one is downsizing. We have a extremely large baby boomer influx where they're passing away and leaving behind things. That's one of our clientele. Divorce, when people are getting divorced and they need to split, instead of trying to cut the couch in half, let's get the cash and split the cash. And we also deal with people who have been displaced, whether it be to natural disasters, stuff like that. And then debt. So if you're trying to consolidate debt or you're trying to liquidate some of your assets, we also do that so that you can pay off some of your old bills. So those are the 5 Ds of estate sales. We are really inundated right now with a lot of people who are trying to get money for their depreciating assets.
I love it. I love it. I love it, man. We got my guy Coach in the building, man. What's going on, Coach? Listen, how you liking the YouTube vibe?
Man, I love the YouTube vibe. Can you hear me all right?
I hear you clearly.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed. No, I like YouTube, and it's funny because we're about to launch our YouTube top of the year. So I've been kind of off the app, doing a few things, getting the thumbnails together, you know, the research we got to do for that, content. Yeah, so I got an advisor helping me with that. Still got to come drop by y'all, but I love the YouTube vibe, man. It gives a much more interactive feel for what's happening, you know? I like it.
Love it. Yeah.
So what you thought about this conversation, Coach?
I had to hop in and out. I've actually been liking the conversation a lot. I'm actually going to pull over because I'm headed downtown. So I said, let me hop in this conversation, man, and just kind of see what's going on with it. I really like it. I think it's pertinent. I think a lot of people don't plan properly and even have a strategy for 2024. You know what I'm saying? For every year. Sometimes I think we start too late, honestly. Or we start with the wrong pretenses, or we get into it, we got to hurry up and we misstep, I feel, because we don't have a plan and a strategy. So I'm glad y'all got that thought process going so people's mindsets can be in the right place.
What do you think is the best strategy for somebody to have if they're looking to get started in buying businesses in 2024? Like they want to purchase their first business in the first quarter. So what type of things do you think they should be preparing themselves for right now, today, to be able to purchase a business in that first quarter?
I would say definitely have really, and it's funny that she was just on, I can't remember the young lady's name, but those estate sales are one of our best clients or colleagues, because I got a couple of them in my phone, in my Rolodex. And it's one thing, I guess you'll see more of them in the suburbs or in these more, I guess, upper echelon areas where people do have estates and they have a whole thing where they sell off a bunch. So if you're going to buy a business, I would say look at where the market is going in the next 10 years. And you can do that whitehouse.gov. You can look at the capital improvement projects in the city. Where's the money being spent and where's the growth going in your area, meaning in your city? And what businesses are going to be needed in that space? We're in a baby booming area, just like she said, so they're retiring. The industry is retiring, what that person is. So if I can buy a business that's already got staff, you know, cash flowing, been around for the last 10, 15 years, I can sit down, look at those tax returns and cash flow statements. And if it's just an ownership shift, new CEO, you want to keep the culture, that would be my best thing. To sit down with somebody who can show me where that's at, and I can just hop in as a passive CEO and just help that business go into the next 10 or 15 years so the current staff doesn't have to lose their jobs.
I like it. One more question, man. What do you think as businesses people should stay away and where we're going in this current recession that we're in? What do you think they should not be buying at all?
This is going to step on some toes, but you did ask.
We like to step on toes, man. We like to step on toes.
Be careful with your Amazon drop shipping type businesses. Be careful with e-commerces that are just confined to a certain source. Amazon is the juggernaut of the world globally. They are in everything from medicine, pharmaceuticals, real estate, not just transportation and logistics. They touch a lot, and they're protecting their brand at all costs. Make sure that you've got some good data behind you, but stay away from what was trendy in COVID. If it was a COVID trend and you see it's kind of getting watered down, stay away from that. Gambling businesses, be careful with stuff online if you don't have a good data cycle. God, that's a good question. That's a good question, man. I just noticed that be careful with this trucking business as well. A lot of folks want to get into trucking, they even want to get into landscape and all that, and you're doing a lot of low-hanging fruit. Go after the actual agency itself that's hiring the landscaping companies instead of trying to bring in landscaping. Be careful kind of coming in low-hanging fruit because you can get cut off. A lot of people feel they can get business that way. Not really the best way to go. That'd be two I would highly stay away from. But be careful that drop shipping and that logistics. It's getting watered down.
Hey,
Ooh.
Coach, I got a question for you. This is Patricia.
Hey.
So, in terms of like my company, 85% of my business is based off of death. And I feel like if you kind of focus on a business that basically never dies, then you will be okay. What are your thoughts about that?
I mean, with the estate planning, it was the state, not estate planning. So with the estate sales, you want to find a younger generation that's looking for what you have. I mean, everybody's looking for a sale. I would be hooking up with as many real estate folks as possible because you have access to assets that who's purchasing them, right? Who's looking for what you don't know. I would be on social media like you not believe. I'd have a YouTube channel. I'll be collaborating with a lot of influencers because a lot of folks, if you don't live in the areas where estate sales happen, people don't even know this stuff exists, and you can come up on a lot early. I hate to say, but sometimes I have staff that even frequent hospices when people are about to pass away. Who's handling that estate sale? What assets are going to be hit the street, and how can we help take care of that? So you can go from medical transportation, non-medical transportation. You can go into hospice, into driving back and forth with these dialysis centers. You are involved with all of that. So I would expand my reach, honestly, because it's a business that will never go away. Especially with baby boomers, you can probably almost 10x your net worth in the next 5 years, to be honest.
Right, because we did 6 figures this year, so we're looking to
get 7 plus
that.
easily in the next couple of years.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 6 figures is soft for you. That's a good foundation, and you can definitely grow off of that.
Absolutely. Thanks, Coach.
One last piece, if I can, Byron, if I can give y'all something real fast before y'all go.
Let's hear it, man. Let's hear it.
So people are planning. I heard a lot earlier, like a brother was looking at a landscaping business, I think, and somebody else was doing something, and they were trying to increase their clients, right? I think we have the wrong approach and mindset to business. This morning, I'm headed downtown Houston to the George R. Brown Convention Center, and it's like a day I look forward to every year, and it's called Meet the Buyer. And you've got every major business, minor business, small mom and pop business. They're going to be in one spot. And George R. Brown's a big convention center. You've got all the government, you've got all private companies, from your Amazons to whomever, City of Houston to the port. Everybody's there. But at the end of the day, it's business. So for that brother that was trying to find a landscaping business, he can go buy him a landscaping business and go see which landscaping project is a city project, is a county, is it a parish, is it a federal project? And instead of, again, going from the low-hanging fruit, you can go see where the money's being spent and where the project's going. Who's your buyer? That's why they say meet the buyer. So instead of trying to go find clients, you need to go find the industry or the companies that are your client, or who can put you in direction for where your clients are going to go. So we need to really rethink not just government contracting. That's a word, but this is where most of the business for the rest of the year. I got my few people that I'm going to laser focus in on, about 5 or 6 people I want to talk to today. And then there's a governance event for small business right after that. So it's one full day of networking to where I can kind of solidify most of 2024 in one day. And most people can do that, but you never see them in the room. And this is real estate too. I mean, HUD's dropping billions of dollars for development. I see y'all out there doing your thing. And this happens in pretty much every state and every city has a procurement buyer day where you go out and really do that kind of networking. And really, again, it's about getting to the bag and to the clients and to the money, because everybody's looking to do business with whomever is their client base. So I would highly advise.
Somebody just asked in the chat, what's the name of this event?
So it is the Meet the Buyer, City of Houston. And if you go to their City of Houston Instagram, it's the City of Houston Office of Business Opportunity, OBO. OBO. And it's actually, if y'all go to my Instagram stories, I just posted it earlier today. It's in my stories too. But it's Meet the Buyer. You can almost Google Meet the Buyer in any city and something's going to pop up. Something's going to pop up. And it's a half-a-day event, man. I would advise any and everybody, unless you just got it like that, to at least be in a space where you can see where business is going. And I think I made a comment yesterday about, small mom and pops and this or that. You'd be surprised how many businesses on average make about a good $1.5 million $800,000 in revenue just on average. I mean, you saw that, Byron, a little bit with that last situation. He was making
Absolutely.
good money. He just was kind of pissing it off. But you can make really decent money. And those are people that, hey, are going to be right there in my face today. So
I love it. I love it. Man, we got my guy Gregory that just joined, man. Appreciate that, coach. Gregory just joined. He was dropping some gems in the chat. I would love to hear, you were saying that, from the construction side of things, what were some other benefits that you were mentioning? You mind kind of sharing that? And also, what's your thoughts on the conversation?
I know for sure. So I was in and out of the conversation. I can't really speak to that. I gotta hang in here a little longer. But as far as inquiring a business, what I was saying to you is that by inquiring in a construction company, not only will you be vertically integrating, but that's an opportunity to increase your net worth as well. Because as we know, commercial entities such as businesses or commercial real estate are valued at a multiple of its cash flow. So, for example, let's say if you bought a construction company and you're making about, let's say, 200,000 a year, it's EBITDA. That's earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, or amortization. You're making 200,000 a year. Your construction company will be valued potentially at about a 3 to 4 multiple, potentially even more, depending on how long the business has been established. So if you're at a 4 multiple, then automatically you just acquired a company that's worth $800,000, right? And that, like I said, that goes towards increasing your net worth in addition to being vertically integrated. So I just wanted to drop that. And also, Coach, I've been trying to get in contact with you because my strategy I'm pivoting into, of course, I've been doing wholesale for the last 5 years, and that's essentially the art of deal making. And so I'm focusing my efforts now on actually acquiring businesses, right? If you start a small business now, 95% of small businesses fail within the first 10 years. We're able to get ahead of that curve by essentially purchasing or acquiring businesses that have already been established for 10 plus years. So we're already past that 95% fail rate. And these businesses that are already, profitable and that are already cash flowing. So it's just a different mindset towards business, right? Because anytime anybody think about going into business, generally we're thinking about starting a business from scratch. And the reality of it is that there are, hundreds of thousands, rather, and even millions of baby boomers who are retiring from business ownership all around our country almost on a daily basis. And so if we can position ourselves to be able to basically acquire those businesses, we're instantly buying that cash flow.
What type of businesses are you looking for specifically?
Specifically, so for me, I want to start with a laundromat or a landscaping company or potentially a HVAC company. As of I'm currently evaluating an HVAC company. And on a side note, aside from what I actually want to do, I'm also actively negotiating buying 2 barber colleges here in North Texas, simply because it's like an underserved market here. There's only 2 accredited barber colleges here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and the one that I'm currently negotiating to acquire is one of those 2 accredited schools. And with the accreditation, the government will pay up to $20,000 for tuition per student, if they can qualify for a FAFSA. So my strategy will be to kind of target people who do qualify for FAFSA. And if you look at that with a tuition of 17,500, if I have 35 students, or actually I'm going to, right now the school has 35 students, and it just has a day program. I'm looking to add a night program as well and increase that to 70 students. And we're looking at, with that, you're looking at that and revenue just off of 70 students at about $1.2 million in revenue in 7 months. But of course, there are operating expenses and everything like that. So with that being said, minus all the operating expenses, that's EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, of about $885,000 per year. And times 2 schools, that's 1.7 every 7 months. And again, that business will then be valued because it's been established for well over 10 years. It's going to be valued at least a 4 multiple, in which case that's about 7 million. That's a $7 million evaluation. Now, that's just throwing out numbers. Clearly, there's a lot of groundwork and things that have to, infrastructure and things that has to go in place in order to accomplish that. But I look at two things. You got possibility and then you have probability. Probability is a number between 0 and 1. And I see the probability of this happening. So I'm going after it really hard right now.
My last question for you. What makes you choose those businesses specifically? Is it a certain thing you're looking for? Is it the cash flow? What is it? Because there's a reason why you're choosing laundromat, barber colleges, etc.
So again, the barber college is just a side note. I just recognize an opportunity, and with having a business mind, you got to take advantage of opportunity, right? But as far as what my actual life work is, a laundromat, plumbing company, an electric company, a supply company, as well as an HVAC company, a digital marketing firm, construction company, roofing company, landscaping company, and then eventually a real estate brokerage. If you think about the business that I just listed, all those things go well into real estate development. And so over time, and then again, this won't be overnight, even though I can potentially acquire at least 2 businesses per year. And again, as we know, to be successful in entrepreneurship or successful in business, you've got to have a team. So I'm also looking at businesses that already has management and employees already in place, and someone who's already kind of running the day to day. And my strategy, or at least my plan strategy in that, is to essentially give that person who's already running the day to day successfully, give them a bit of an ownership stake to then make the business their baby as well, so that they will be incentivized to continue to run the day to day for me. And again, main reason is definitely cash flow is at the heart of everything that I'm looking to do. And as well as, it's vertically integrated. A laundromat may very well need plumbing. It's going to need electric work. It's going to need HVAC work. And so what happens is that when anything goes down with any of my companies, from a business standpoint, I'm essentially paying myself, and my money is steady flowing back to me, and as well as serving the community, and as well as offering jobs and opportunities. So that's where I'm at with it.
Greg, thanks for sharing, man. Sound like a hell of a play, man. Congrats to you, because I already know you're going to make it happen, man.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Who else we got, man? Who else we got? Everybody that spoke, man. We appreciate y'all, man. I think it was a hell of a conversation.
Yeah.
I think it was a great conversation, man. There was a lot of different angles. There was a lot of successes, a lot of losses in 2023. And now we heading in a new year. We all trying to start off on the right foot. So we got to analyze what went wrong in 2023 and what can we do right in 2024. We got to set realistic goals for ourselves and make sure we hit them. I'm sure a lot of people. I know a lot of people myself. Set goals for themselves, but they ain't even close to touch them damn goals. They forget about them, or they distracted, life getting away, etc. People make a lot of excuses why they can't get it done instead of holding themselves accountable, making it happen. Get rid of the distractions. Get serious about your business. Get serious about yourself. Get serious about your family. The only way you're gonna make it. You're not gonna make it doing bullshit and trying to win in business. You gotta pick one side of the fence you gonna be on. Most people that you see that are successful, 100% or 90% focused on their business, their family, not distracted by other people. They don't care about what other people think about them. They do what they gotta do for themselves and their family and make it happen. That's why you see a big difference between people that's successful and people that's not. People that's successful tend to not really care about what other people got to say about them. They don't really care about the excuses that other people, or the things that other people try to put on them. They 100% focus on their business. That's why a lot of people grow, and some people don't grow. Tell us about that, B.
Man, I love that accountability piece, man. I think that accountability is going to be key as we transition into 2024. We got to take accountability for the mistakes that we made in 2023. If you blaming somebody, you're probably on the wrong foot. If you leave in 2023 with pointing the finger at somebody else, you're probably missing the point.
Losing already.
Yeah. You're losing already. You got to blame that. You got to blame yourself for that. You know, it's your fault, and you got to do better and figure it out. That's it. You know, so
We got to talk about these memberships one more time because some people don't know how to join. They don't know where it's at. So if y'all look at the subscribe button, right next to the right, the subscribe button, you see the join button, and you could join membership. And with the memberships, you get a bunch of different benefits with every different tier. So make sure you read about it. Make sure you join the No Stingy Energy family. So man, we can capitalize on the memberships, man. There's a lot of value. At the end of the day, we're trying to build a winning community, a community with accountability, a community that's ready to go to the next level, a community that takes action. And the only way to do that, you got to join the family. Look, they got 3 different tiers. They got legacy, visionary, trailblazer, wherever you fit. Pick one, join the family. And look, if y'all enjoy today's content, make sure y'all put some flames in the chat. Hit the subscribe button. Man, we growing. I see every week we growing, man. So we love it, man. Make sure y'all click the link. Hit the like button, man. If we can't get it to 100 likes, we only have 53. That'd be beneficial for everybody. We're going to push our content. We're going to jump on that algorithm and go grow as a family. But I enjoyed today's video. I hope y'all got, content. I hope y'all got a lot of valuable lessons or valuable tips y'all can use to go forward in 2024. And make sure y'all join us, man. We'll be back here Tuesday morning at 6:30 a.m. We're going to be back here Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure y'all mess with us, man. We bring a lot of valuable content, but make sure you tune in and actually take action, right? You never grow, you never be successful, you never take action. We don't want you here just listening to all this information, never use it. Make sure you take something here. It may not be the whole video, but take maybe 5-10 minutes, go back, look at it, and implement it. Take action. You can be successful. That being said, got any final words, Byron?
Man, that's it, man. I just want to listen, man. Let's have a productive day. That's about it, man. I'm ready to roll.
Got it here, man. It's our weekend, man. We see y'all on Tuesday.
What's up, y'all? So most people struggle with sales. A lot of us in real estate, and we struggle with our sales. We struggle with follow, we struggle with leads, and we just basically missing out on deals. For me, I just got on Taskify CRM. They send messages out for you. And look, a lot of us have work. When you get off of work, you have hot leads ready for you. Make sure you check out Taskify CRM. I'm telling you, it automatically replies for you. And look, it sends you multiple messages. Like we talking about drip campaigns, so you're not missing out on the lead follow-up. So make sure you check out Taskify CRM. Use coupon code NoStingyEnergy to get 10% off. And I'm about to show y'all inside my CRM so I can see how it really works. Make sure y'all check it out. Peace.